Hi, I'm Hannah. Thanks for watching. Okay, today I have a project update video for you. I will be sharing my finished objects, things I've cast on in the last 2 weeks, and updates on them, and then acquisitions. And I do have acquisitions this week. I'm Hannah, if we haven't met. I am a mom and a knitter, and I live in North Carolina with my husband and our son. And I make these videos on YouTube where I talk about what I'm knitting and working on. And then I also make some that are less project-based and more of my personal knitting interests. So I made one last week that was about picture books for kids that feature knitting. So I loved reading those books and I shared them with you. And then I also do like a design spotlight every once in a while. I also included like some travel footage and knitting stores I went to recently in Amsterdam, Paris, and Brussels. So I have those kinds of videos as well. But this is a project update video. So my first project I cannot share with you. It's a sample make, but I finished it. And it's drying and it's gonna be sent off soon. I love getting to send them off because it's like, they're finally done. And then I hope that they make it safely to the place where they're going. But if you don't know what a sample make is, basically a yarn shop designer, yarn dyer will send yarn to a maker and have them make something for them that they have specified. And then the maker will send it back and then they will be paid or compensated. I have been super grateful and just fortunate to work with just wonderful people. I will say, if you're thinking about taking on a sample make, definitely look around to see what the going rate is. I prefer to be paid by the yard and in money. Some people pay in yarn or they pay by how many skeins they use. So just something to look at if you're trying to get into sample knitting. Okay, I usually include that disclaimer whenever I talk about sample making because it does seem really ideal to be able to use a new yarn or work with a new designer to you or someone that you really enjoy and appreciate in the community. And so I usually include a disclaimer because I don't want anyone to think that you can take just any sample job and you'll have such a wonderful experience that I have. Okay, anyway, moving on. I also tell you what I'm wearing. I'm not wearing a knit sweater or hat today because it's actually quite warm where I'm at. The high today was like 72 Fahrenheit and it's very sunny, so it's nice and warm, but I do have on some knit socks, so I will show you those. These are my winter sun socks. I'll put the pattern in the description. Oh, they match my shirt. I guess that's why I picked them, but this is a Woolberry sock set from the Lord of the Rings Club, I believe. I participated in the Winter Wishes sock swap with La Mercerie the last 2 years. I've actually really enjoyed it. I just didn't sign up this year because I'm trying to do no buy. And I wanted to make sure that whoever I was paired with was able to get something really, really good. And so I'm not participating this year, but it is really fun and it just makes me feel like in the holiday spirit, I guess. But anyway, that's where I got this yarn from. It was very kindly sent to me and it's very beautiful. Like in hindsight, I shouldn't have made like textured socks with a variegated yarn, but I hadn't used hand-dyed yarn like really before ever. I think this was like the first Woolberry yarn I'd ever gotten, and so I didn't really know. And I tested this sock pattern for Natasha, and so it's what I had in my yarn pantry, but look how beautiful it is. Yeah, so these are the socks I'm wearing today. They're probably my favorite. I feel like these fit me the best out of all my socks. I need to make more for patterns. Next, I will share with you my works in progress. I have a new one that I just recently cast on. If you follow me on Instagram, you definitely saw a picture of it. This is my Nostalgia Tee by Emma Janet of Bloom&Create. I'll give you a better view of the Colourwork. This is a fingering weight tee and it has mods for short or long sleeves. And I'm using Rich Rosaria Vovo in the colors. This is Fennel and this is Lamb. And then I also have this, which is called Light Pink. And this is not fingering weight. I'm pretty sure it's sport, but my swatch met gauge, and so I'm just going with it. I think maybe it will just be a little more dense. Since I did meet the gauge, it should be the right size, but it will just be like more warm, which I'm hoping for because I like, I'm not necessarily looking for like this yarn to be a tee per se, because when it's warm enough for like a t-shirt, it's pretty hot here. Like we don't have a lot of in between, and so I think I'll wear this more as like a sweater, like a standalone sweater versus like a t-shirt kind of thing. But anyway, I'm really happy with how it's turning out. I like to do like one color work project a year, just because I do really like color work, but it is time consuming. And so here's the inside. I just love the way the colors are going in the floats. They just look really nice. So I wouldn't say color work is like my best knitting skill at all. I just enjoy it and how it looks. And so yeah, I like to make them like one time and then be done. Because again, like it's not my best knitting skill, but I do enjoy it. Yeah, so I'm just excited with how this is going to turn out. I really resonated with the meaning of the pattern name that Emma chose with Nostalgia Tee, and just kind of the memories that we have, and just the warm fuzzy feelings. The yarn has like a little bit of straw in it, so I'm just getting that out. But I did get this yarn from Fancy Tiger Crafts in Denver, and I visited with friends, and they were so kind to me. We kind of each picked something that we wanted to go do or go see, and they both had the same thing they wanted to do. And so I had like going to a yarn shop, and they were like, we're gonna do it, let's go, like we're gonna do this first thing, make sure we get it done, which was just very, very kind and sweet of them. And so anyway, I picked out these colors while we were there, and they helped, and I had this sweater in mind. But then when I read the connection, I was like, yes, that's it, I have to wear it. This will be like my sort of like friend tee, friend sweater. Like I will think of my friends definitely when I wear this, and our trip recently together, but also just think about the love and kindness that I've received from my friends over the years. I've had some really, really good friendships. Yeah, so anyway, this is a Nostalgia Tee, and I just cast that on like maybe 3 days ago. It's honestly amazing to me how much knitting I can get done when I am just working on one project. And I feel like my color work is very slow, and so this feels like a lot for me. Yeah, I can't wait to see how it works. I feel like it's gonna be sort of like a casual, I'm envisioning like casual. I'm wearing like light wash jeans today. I feel like that would be cute. Just kind of walking around in the autumn leaves. Yeah, I don't think it'll be done for me to do that, because by the time the leaves are falling, and when I finish this, I think they'll be done. But anyway, it's a nice thought right now, and I'll have it next year too. Okay, another work in progress. This is another white sweater, but this is my Cardi Jumper version 2. And as you can see, it is almost done. Almost done. I finished the sleeves, and I finished the sleeve as well. I have this lovely shoulder seam. Let's see if I can, yeah. And yeah, I bound off and everything. So this is just a classic me problem, right? I talk about this all the time. It is short, you can see that. Like this is a cropped shirt, and then if I put this on with it, it's like a very cropped. It's almost giving like shrug kind of energy, which I haven't worn in like 15 years. But I think they're coming back. But basically what happened was, when I went to buy this yarn, this was the color I wanted, and they only had 2 of the Mondim. And I thought, that's fine, that's enough. Like for the version I want to make. But then when I started making it, I decided to just do one color instead of doing the stripes. So then it was not enough, because I did not have the striped yarn included in the yardage. And so I did not have enough to make it like full length. I have the yarn for the button band, but it's like 2 inches shorter than the pattern. So the pattern is already cropped, and then I knit it 2 inches shorter than it called for. So in reality, it's not that much shorter, but like because it was already cropped, it is very short now on me. And I wound off like the yardage recommended for the button band. And so what I'm thinking, the deadline is in like just like 4 days maybe. And so I am going to, I've sat on this for too long. Now I need to really get started. But I had ordered yarn to finish this, and it's just not coming. And I don't know. It just keeps saying like, it will be here soon, soon, and it's not coming every day. And so maybe it will be there today. I'm not sure. But maybe after this, I will walk down to the mailbox and it will be there. But anyway, I bound it off because I didn't know when my yarn was coming and I want to be able to meet the test deadline, send pictures, all that. But anyway, I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is just go ahead and knit the button band, and then when my other yarn comes, I will do some serious surgery on this, cut this off, knit down, because it's top down, knit down, reknit the ribbing, all of that, and then pick up from the bottom up and reknit the button band and seam that together. It's not ideal, like, it's a bummer. I wish I had either done the stripes or ordered the yarn a lot sooner. But this is what happens to me. I do this to myself. I didn't even think about it when I was like, oh, you know what? I don't want to do stripes because I didn't have the yarn with me and I wanted to work on this. So I was like, I'm just going to keep knitting it. It'll be fine. I want a plain one anyway. Yes. So anyway, I think I'm going to start the button band today. I have a few days to get that done. And then I'm sure the yarn will come soon. Probably right after I bind off the button band. But I ordered it like, I don't know, a week and a half or 2 weeks ago. And so I anticipated that it would be here sooner, but it is not. Anyway, I'm sure postal workers are probably overworked right now because it's just the season, becoming the season for that. And so it's not anyone's fault. It just happened. It's my fault. But anyway, yes, I am really happy with it besides how short it is on me. I love the version that I knit. The sleeves are wonderful. They're a little tight on me here, but I think my hands are just a little bit wider than the designers. And so I did go up a needle size for the sleeves and for the ribbing on the body, just based on my gauge difference for the sleeves. Anyway, this is coming soon. I think the 22nd of November. Yeah, it's a lovely pattern. I was very happy to test it. But I just need my yarn to come. Okay, let's see. What other works in progress? I honestly think these are the only things that I'm working on right now. I'm working on a new sweater for my son, but I haven't finished it yet. Yeah, I think that's all right now. It's kind of light. I'm anticipating a few projects for last minute gift knits, and so I will need to jump on those, and so it's nice to kind of have less projects on the needles. Okay, I promised acquisitions. I do have acquisitions. The first one is kind of funny. This is what I got. This is Ricorumi DK 100% cotton, and I don't see, oh, the color is blue. So I recently went to Black Mountain Yarn Shop with my family as we were traveling to the mountains in North Carolina. We were planning to stop there anyway. I made us like a little map of places to stop along the way with, we were traveling with my son and then my nephew as well. And so I picked that, and then my sister said, did you forget that Black Mountain Yarn Shop is also there? We need to go. And so we did, and it was wonderful. I got myself a cute little stitch marker because it's kind of a special shop to me. It was one of the first places that I really went to and discovered a world of knitting that was outside of what I had known before. And it really pushed me into like more knitting garments and just like that whole world. I was not aware of it. And I went to the Black Mountain Yarn Shop with my sister and like years and years and years ago. And I was like, wait, is there more than like garter stitch scarves that I'm making? And there's nothing wrong with those at all. And they were a season of my life and it was wonderful. But after I walked in that store, I realized there was more and I could be part of it. And so, yes, we went there. This is what my son picked out. I said he could pick out something. And so he picked out something blue. And funny, this actually goes with the yarn that he picked out in Brussels. And he picked out a sort of coral sparkly, like the same yarn, 100% cotton, Ricorumi yarn. And I told him I would make him a jellyfish, very similar to his favorite stuffy, which is a jellyfish. It's the same color and everything. So now I have this blue one as well that he picked out, and I do not know what I'm going to make with this blue one. I might just hold on to it until, oh, he does yeah, he loves airplanes. So maybe I should make him an airplane with it. But I might need more colors because his favorite has a few more colors, like his favorite airline. But does have blue in it, so maybe that. Anyway, it was just very fun to me that he looked through the whole store, and this is like the same thing that he picked out in Brussels. I talked about that in my Brussels video. I will link that for you if you haven't seen it. Okay, so that is an acquisition. And then I have one more acquisition, which I did not purchase. It was sent to me by Kim. Thank you, Kim, of Hookah Canyon. She did sort of like a wish granted, yes. So she did like a wish granted kind of thing. So she just posted on Instagram, hi, I'm granting wishes. Please tell me something specific that you would like in your yarn stash. And if I can grant your wish, I will mail it to you. And so I replied and I said, what did I say? I said, I have never tried Hello Stella or Explore Knits, and I've always wanted to, but I also love Woolberry because it's so beautiful. And it's the only hand-dyed that I buy. And then she responded and said, wish granted, and she asked for my address, mailing address, and she just sent it. So I didn't know what I was gonna get, and it came so quickly, and I saw it in the mail, and I was like, oh, I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm so excited, but I knew it was gonna be one of those three because she said wish granted. So let me just go get that and show you. Okay, I had it in the freezer because that is just a practice of mine. Anytime yarn comes into my house, I put it in the freezer. I would not expect someone to have moths, but because I just don't know, and it's so destructive to my knitting, it just all goes in there. Like my husband opened it the other day and he's like, there is yarn in here. And I said, I don't think there's yarn in there. He said, there is yarn in here. And I went in there and I had forgotten about it. And it had been like a month that it had been in the freezer. So don't do that for sure. But it's been like 2 days. So yeah, this is it. It is my very first Explore Knits and Fibers. I have no idea like what year it's from or what collection it's from, but I just feel so, that was just so kind of her to grant wishes like that and be so generous with the yarn in her yarn pantry. And so I just like am amazed that I was on there when she posted it and I got something, and I just, yeah, I was just so happy, and it worked out. Sometimes stuff hasn't been working out lately. And so, yeah, it's just felt very like, wow, what a gift. How kind of her to send that. And I got to be a recipient of that. So this is Denali Sock. I'm sure there are Explore Knits and Fibers lovers out there watching this podcast. So please let me know what I need to make. This is Denali Sock, 80% superwash merino, 20% nylon, 400 yards, plus a mini. It's Acorn Stash, which is this one, and this is Butternut. So yeah, I'm super happy because I've been really into the browns lately. I'm sure you've seen that. And then this is such a lovely color as well. Goes with my shirt currently. So I've been thinking about this since it came like 2 or 3 days ago. And basically my thought is, so it's a sock set. And I could make socks. Like these are very similar to the Butternut kind of color. Oh, actually they're not. I thought they were more similar. Not similar at all. So I thought about making socks. Last year I made 12 pairs of socks in the year. And some of them were gifts, some were samples, some were for myself. But after that I was like, I have a lot of socks now that are hand knit. I don't actually wear them that often because I get nervous about messing them up. And so I don't know if I want to use this for socks. But I kind of do. So either I use it for socks or I need help because I don't know what to do with a sock set that I don't want to make a pair of socks with. So I don't buy a lot of sock sets. I just don't have a lot of hand-dyed yarn. And so I just like don't really know what to do with this quantity. So hear me out. This is what I was thinking. I could get some either like brown or like this color, like mohair or suri, hold it together. And that would be 400 yards of like a, what is that, DK or worsted weight? And I could make a slip over. I think that would be a nice slip over. So that was a thought I had. But yeah, what do you make with a sock set when you don't want to make socks? Do you make a t-shirt? I don't think 400 is enough for a t-shirt. Do you make a tank top? I don't know. I'm kind of wanting to do garments. I mean, I could definitely make a hat. but I just made myself a hat, so I don't think I need another one. I could just put it in my yarn pantry and pull it out for a hat next year, which might be what I end up doing. But anyway, I was really happy to try this yarn, and yeah, I'm really excited about it. That is my project update video for you. That is all I have. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also comment and let me know, what would you make with a sock set, if not socks? Because I do not know. It was wonderful talking with you. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and happy knitting.